Hey bunnies, welcome to another Naked Sunday video. Before we begin, go ahead and grab yourself a drink. What I'm drinking is Courvoisier and Sprite. I'm officially I believe on my third cup because this is my third time trying to make a video. I think I finally got a good topic, so let's go. Pause this if you need to, grab your drink, and let's talk. And yes, I'm using a plastic cup today. Judge yourself, not me. All right. So the topic is polygamy versus polyamory, I think. Or no, let's not do that. That's what it's called. Polyamory versus polygamy. Now, polyamory is when you want to have, or when you have, an intimate, loving relationship with more than one person. Everybody knows about each other. It's not necessarily an open relationship. You're not bringing casual partners in to your home. It's just you and your girlfriend and your boyfriend and your girlfriend and your boyfriend, however amount of people you want to have. It could be one other person, it could be two other people, whatever. That's polyamory. Polygamy is when you are married to more than one person. Usually, polygamy is where the man has 2 or 3 wives. The wives don't need to interact, but they love the husband, they serve the husband loves them, the husband serves them, right? Polyamory, similar, but without marriage. Got it? Good. Now with any relationship, and now this is my on the top of the dome, this is my feelings on it. I have nothing against either one. I have zero judgments on either one. Not to put my business out there, I low-key was in a polyamorous relationship, I want to say 4 years ago. About 4 years ago. Maybe 5. Yeah, a little bit over 4 years. Anyways, straying from the point. If you are choosing to go into a polyamorous relationship, make sure that you're doing it for yourself. Just like I mentioned with threesomes, if you are doing it just to please your partner, it's not going to work. If you're doing it just to say, hey, I want to do it, it's not going to work. You both have to have the same mindset, the same goals, the same outlook on life. It's same thing as having a monogamous relationship. You're just including another person into the monogamy. All right, it's not about being out there and screwing whoever you want to. If you want to do that and bring people in, and that's one thing, but to actually commit to another person, that's another thing. If you're choosing to marry if you're already married and choosing to marry this other person, the person who you're initially married to has to be okay with you bringing in somebody else, or both of you bringing in somebody else. It's not a one-sided thing. It's not a one-sided decision to make. All right, if you're already in a relationship and you two need to talk it out. What I also want to say is whoever you bring in as a third should not be treated as a third. They should have an equal say in what you guys do, in how you guys eat, in how you guys live. It's now a 3-way thing. It's not just you and this person. It's not you by yourself. All 3 opinions, decisions, all of that stuff have to be thought of, have to be, I'm trying to find the word. All 3 opinions have to be valued. That's not the word I'm looking for, but that's the word we're gonna go with. All right? Of everything else, the most important thing to remember is that if you don't, oh my God, I'm already tipsy, I'm sorry. The most important thing is that you are doing it because you want to do it, and not because you're being forced to do it. Not because you feel like this is what's going to keep your partner happy. All right? If your person isn't happy with just you, let them go, and so that they can find who they need to be happy with. You're holding on to somebody's husband or wife out of selfishness, and they're holding on to you out of selfishness, because if they know they're not happy with just you, that's not fair to you. That makes sense? If you're with someone who is actively cheating on you, for example, and in your mind all you're thinking is, okay, maybe I need to change this about myself, maybe I have to do more of this. No, nothing is going to stop that person from cheating on you if that's what they want to do. All right, if you notice this pattern where every other week or month or every time they get caught, they're good for like a week or two and then it's back to the same thing, they have an issue that they need to work out. If you're both not on the same plane, if you're in the same book but different page, this is not going to work. You both need to be in the same book on the same page. If this person wants to have an open relationship, let it be known to both of you so that you can both make your own decisions. If you're happy with the person going out there and doing whatever they want, once they're coming home at the end of the night, good for you. Good for you in your relationship. If you're comfortable with that, if you're happy with that, good for you. As far as polyamory goes, make sure that it's something that you both want to do. As far as polygamy goes, make sure it's something that you both want to do. Being polygamous, if your person isn't into marriage, if your person isn't into building generational wealth, if your person isn't into being aligned with you in any way, shape, or form, it's not going to work, right? They're doing it to fulfill some sort of fantasy, and you could do that without making any major life changes, which is where polyamory comes in. And again, if your person is not going to be faithful to you and whoever else you bring in, then it's again not going to work, because then you need an open relationship, or again, you need to let them go. Polyamory and polygamy are not for everybody. There are some people who just love to fuck and they're not satisfied with just one person. There are some people who are magnets to other people. They attract certain people and certain things and certain situations to the point where they could just be out with their friends and boom, next thing you know, they're in the closet with somebody else. People like that need to be free. People like that need to be in open relationships and not polyamorous or polygamous relationships, because to be polyamorous and to be polygamous, you still have to have a mentality of what's the word? Commitment. You have to be committed to the persons that you're in a relationship with, because again, essentially it's just like monogamy. It's just that there are more players on the table. Okay? Okay, if you are not emotionally stable, emotionally aware to deal with different personalities, if you really think about it, if you can't make certain decisions without flipping a fucking gasket, then it's not going to work for you. You have to, I think, for any polyamorous or polygamous relationship to work, you have to have some level of emotional maturity. All right, forget religion, forget spirituality, forget all of that. If you are not emotionally conscious and aware, it's not going to work. All right, keep in mind everybody's feelings and everything. There cannot be any form of disrespect. Again, if you're a guy and you want to have 2 wives or 2 girlfriends, you cannot expect the 2 girls to always want to interact with each other. In a perfect world, yes, the girls will love each other. They'll always want to hug and kiss and want to join in and have multiple threesomes every single night. They want to cuddle in the bed and, you know, you're in the middle like a little sandwich. In a perfect world, yes. But you have to also remember that not every female is bisexual or bi-curious. Not every man wants to share his wife or his woman with another man, and that is okay. But if you are that type of person who you don't mind sharing, who you want to build a life with, regardless of religion, regardless of societal norms, regardless of what your friends will think, your family will think, go for it, bro. Who is stopping you? Who is in the way? Who is saying, hey, don't do this. Let's say you're with someone right now, you both have kids, and you both believe that, what's the word? It takes a village to raise a child. If you both have that mindset, right? And you want to bring in another husband to help with the bills, to help with the house, to do this, that, and the third. You want to bring in another wife, again, to help with the bills, to help with the house, to help with the kids. That is great, right? But remember that sex is a big thing as well. I feel like I'm rambling. Am I rambling? Again, I'm on my 4th cup, people. You're doing it just to have fun, just to say, hey, I have a girlfriend. I have 2 girlfriends. Hey, I have a boyfriend. I have 2 boyfriends. If you're doing it just for that reason, I wouldn't do it, because feelings are going to get hurt. It has to be a conscious decision that you and your partner, the initial person that you're with, makes to be like, hey, I want to include this other person into our life, and we're going to build a life together, all 3 of us. And if, let's say, oh my gosh. Okay, so let's say you're with your person, right? And you decide to bring in a 3rd, right? And again, not to put my business out there, I have done this with my husband, right? We decided to bring in a 3rd. Now, this didn't happen, but let's just say the 3rd person you bring in wants to bring in somebody else. What happens then? Oh my gosh, I feel like I should be interviewing somebody right now. All right, so this is wild, and this is why I say you cannot go into relationships like this for selfish reasons. You have to already have the ideal that you're doing this to build a family, to build a village, a community for either you and your spouse, or you and your children, you and your household. All right, if you're doing it just for fun, for shits and giggles, to call yourself Hugh Hefner, or what's the girls on Instagram with cats and AB? Taz's Angels. If you're trying to have like a Taz's Angels type of thing, let it be known off the bat, because I'm probably showing my age right now. You remember back in the day when Hugh Hefner was alive and kicking, alive and well, on E! They had a show called oh my gosh, he had 3 girlfriends. The 3 of them lived in a house. It was Holly, it was Kendra, and another one, I forget her name, Bridget, right? And Holly was in love with Hugh. Holly wanted to marry Hugh. Hugh did not want to get married again at all, right? Bridget, she was happy, she was fun, she was living her life. Kendra was the youngest one of the 3. Kendra wanted to have fun, she wanted to party, she wanted to have sex, and she met her husband outside of the relationship with Hugh, right? She found her man, which was, I forget his name, but I believe he played football. His name is, I can think of his name, but I can't say his name. Oh God, I cannot remember his name. Anyways, and she ended up leaving Hugh to go be with this man, have, I want to say, 2 kids with this man. And this is why I say, if you're doing it just to have fun, just for the name, just for the labels, just to impress and be flashy and whatever, you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. Am I still cute? You're doing it for all the wrong reasons. You and your partner have to be on the same level, and so that when you do bring in a 3rd, the 3rd can come in, and I said this earlier, the 3rd has to have the same amount of, what's the word? Can't remember the word. The same amount of opportunities to speak their mind and have their inputs validated. They have to bring value to the relationship for 1, and they have to be respected for 2. Their input has to count, because if they say, hey babes, the 3 of us alone, we're not doing it, it's not enough, we need another person, we should get another person. Or let's say the 3 of you are out and you see somebody who has prospects, they have, you know, what it takes, and that person does have the same mindset and they want to be another wife or another girlfriend or another boyfriend, another husband. Let's say you want to be 4 of you, 5 of you, 6 of you. Their input, the 3rd person you brought in's input has to matter, has to count. If you want to stop at 3, that's fine. But that has to be included into the conversation. All right. All right. I said a lot. I think I said a lot. I feel like I said a lot. I feel like I was talking a lot. What time is it? Oh, yeah. So, I feel like I have a lot more to say, but I'm going to end the video here. If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comment section below. Let's continue this conversation. Comment down below. Talk to me. Let's talk to each other. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, peace sign and kissy face. Bye.